I've only actually been playing guitar properly for myself in the last 2 years maximum. I used to, even at open mics, I would just, be a girl standing next to a guy who'd be playing the guitar.
A little birdie done told me.
I first got started in music decades ago when I was in cover bands, doing function events and pubs, usual kind of stuff. And eventually I started collaborating with other artists and songwriters and musicians on the internet. People I'd never met or had met. Some people, had quite good connections. Completely different styles, from dance music to rock to metal to, ballads. And somebody over in Australia who won Songwriter of the Year with a song that I kind of recorded for her with 1 million harmonies. And as I was saying before, I did it on a dictaphone microphone. So £2 from PC World or something like that for the first, 5 years of my songwriting life. I grew up listening to things like the Beach Boys and Fleetwood Mac, which are full of harmonies, and also things like Blondie and the Hollies, which, again, it's quite diverse. Even Shakin' Stevens, who I used to love, Elvis Presley. My range of influences from a child are varied, and I think that you can hear that in most of my music. You can probably hear the influences that are there. So I'd say soulful blues and Americana is the general vibe of my music.
But ain't it your wine that you're drinking? Ain't it the poison you pour?
So when I was in Nashville, I went to a songwriters forum and got one of the best pieces of advice I've had relating to songwriting, which was to write the song that you want to write the song that you feel like writing, and allow somebody else to find a home for it, rather than trying to make it commercial or a certain length or fit into a genre or structure. Write as you write and let somebody find a home for it or not. So I kind of decided to do away with most of the rules and just, perform and write as I want to, really. As you have to. I always went out to Nashville not to kind of, take myself there, but to actually bring some of it back with me. So I write, I guess you could call them lyrics or poems all the time, and most of them, 90% of them, never turn into songs. They're just, I'm just writing for the sake of writing. I think it also trains you to become a better writer, even if they don't all become lyrics to songs.
Little birds can sing, maybe find their wings. This one's gonna tear your house down.
And then usually I'll just be sitting down playing around with the guitar and find a riff or a chord progression that I like. And I'll mess around with that probably for weeks before it becomes something that, I decide I'm going to bother keeping with. Sometimes I've written an entire song from start to finish in 30 minutes or something like that. And sometimes it's taken a bit longer, and I've kind of done the riff first and the chord progression. And then one day I'll be feeling inspired or have a particular emotion, and it might be that I've taken some of the ideas from poems or lyrics I've written before, but usually I just write it in one sitting, and then it gets developed a little bit over a few days. Some songs, they feel like they're just waiting to be found rather than you've kind of created them, especially after you've performed them enough times. They're just kind of, it's not your song anymore. You found it and you're the one who kind of, put it into form, but it feels so natural that it feels like, it doesn't quite belong to you. It's just out there.